All right, sixth graders, this is to help you with question 6, CR 11, version B. What is another way to write 2/4? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take 2/4 and I'll just show you two different ways to write it. So one thing we could do is write it in simplest form. Right now I'm going to put a visual over here. You have a circle and you have 2 out of 4 parts of that circle shaded. If I want to look at that, another way to look at that same circle, even if my pictures aren't beautiful, oh gosh, I don't want to break this into 4s. Same way to look at that same circle. Okay, I have 2 out of 4 parts. Could I look at that as another way that it would be the same amount shaded? 2 out of 4 parts is exactly the same as 1 out of 2 parts. So let's just show you mathematically. So here's a visual. Let's show you mathematically how to put that fraction in simplest form. What number divides nicely into both 2 and 4? Oh, 2 does. So I can divide my numerator by 2, and I can divide my denominator by 2. Dividing by 2 over 2, that's just a fancy form of 1. That won't change the value of your fraction. It'll just write it in a different form. So once you decide what to divide the numerator by, you have to divide the denominator by that same number. Or if some of you say, but I chose to divide my denominator by 2, that's great. Then you have to choose to divide the numerator by that same number. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that tells you 2/4 is the exact same number as 1/2. And I know that then you're like, oh, I have my answer, I want to circle it. I also want to show you how to go to higher terms. So if you have 2/4, again, I look at a visual with 2/4. I might want to ask myself, I wonder how many eighths that would be. If a pizza was cut into 4 pieces and I ate 2 of them, what if instead I took that same pizza and decided to cut it into 8 pieces? Again, these should be 8 equal pieces. My picture's not beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal pieces. So if it was 2 out of 4 pieces I ate, if that pizza came home and we were like, look, we got to feed more people. We're cutting it into 8 parts. And you're like, that's fine. But trust me, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat 1, 2, 3, 4 of those 8 parts. You've still eaten how much of that pizza? No matter how you cut it, you've eaten half of that pizza. You are hungry. So let's talk about rewriting this in higher terms to get to 4/8. Well, what could I multiply 4 by to get to 8? 4 times 2 is 8. If I'm multiplying my denominator by 2, I have to multiply my numerator by 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. So that's mathematically how we can show 2/4 is 4/8. I just wanted to show you here why that answer didn't have a shot. Because 2/4, if you eat 2 out of 4 pieces, that's the same as cutting the same thing into 8 pieces, but now eating 4 out of the 8 pieces. All right, I hope that helped.